Hi everyone, welcome to another video here on She's Fit. Bread, pasta, fruit, or bacon, eggs, avocado. For years, women have been told that cutting carbs was the secret to their dream body. But what if I told you that the key to your metabolism and your hormones isn't just cutting them out, but actually understanding them? Forget the fads and the temporary results. Today, you're going to discover the truth about low carb vs high carb, and which one is the real ally for a woman seeking health, energy, and lasting weight loss. Stick with me for the next 35 minutes. Before we get started, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing, and drop a like on this video. It really helps me keep bringing this incredible content to you. Trust me, here at She's Fit, you're going to discover how to transform your body in the best way possible. So, let's dive in. Before we start, I need to share something that has made all the difference for me. You know those days when you try hard but feel like your body just isn't responding the way it should? Well, I found out that sleep has way more impact on weight loss than I ever imagined. That's when I discovered Sleep Lean, a natural supplement specially designed to help women burn fat while they sleep. Yes, while they sleep. It's not a miracle, of course, but when combined with good nutrition and the right habits, the results are amazing. I personally felt my body lighter, my belly less bloated, and a different kind of energy just within the first few weeks. I'll leave the link here in the description so you can check all the details after the video. Trust me, it was a game changer for me. Now, let's get back to the video content. Before we dive into which diet is better for us women, we need to level the playing field and define exactly what we're talking about. What is a low-carb diet anyway? It's not just about the ketogenic diet or simply skipping the breadbasket. In fact, low carb is a spectrum. Generally, it means a carbohydrate intake that stays below 100 grams per day, but it can range from very low under 50 grams to moderate 100 to 150 grams. The primary goal of this approach is to reduce available glucose and force your body to enter a metabolic state where it starts using fat as its primary fuel source. This process doesn't just burn the fat you eat, but also the fat stored in your body. It's a metabolic hack that many people use for rapid weight loss. To be successful with this approach, most of your energy needs to come from high-quality proteins and healthy fats like avocado, nuts, seeds, and olive oil. On the other hand, the high-carb diet or a carbohydrate-rich diet is the most traditional and globally dominant approach, where carbs represent the majority of daily caloric intake, often above 55% of the total. It is fundamental to understand that this diet should not be confused with a diet high in sugar and ultra-processed foods. That is a mistake social media makes constantly. A healthy high-carb approach is one that prioritizes complex carbohydrates which are digested slowly. We're talking about whole grains like brown rice and quinoa, legumes like beans and lentils, tubers like sweet potatoes and yams, and an abundance of fruits and vegetables. In these foods, energy is released slowly in the form of glucose, which is the favorite fuel source for our brain and muscles. The main difference between the two isn't just the macronutrient count, but how your body processes and uses that energy, and more importantly, the impact of this choice is totally different and much more sensitive in the female body due to our complex hormonal regulation. This is undoubtedly the most crucial point and the biggest difference between diets for men and women: the hormonal response. For men, cutting carbs often results in quick and straightforward weight loss, almost like flipping a switch. For women, the story is infinitely more complex. Our bodies are biological machines designed for survival and reproduction, and they are extremely sensitive to energy restriction. Carbohydrates, in particular, function as a signal of safety and abundance to our central nervous system. When carbohydrates are cut drastically or kept at very low levels for a prolonged period, the female body, in particular, can interpret this as a signal of famine or scarcity. This alarm triggers the stress axis. The result? A significant increase in the production of cortisol, our primary stress hormone. Chronic high cortisol not only catabolizes muscle tissue, which slows down your metabolism, but also has a terrible affinity for depositing fat in the abdominal region, the dreaded stress belly. Ironically, the very diet you're following to lose fat might be causing you to store more. But it doesn't stop there. This chronic carbohydrate restriction can seriously impact the hypothalamic pituitary ovarian axis, known as the HPO. The hypothalamus, which detects the scarcity, can reduce the production of gonadotropin-releasing hormone, which is the orchestra that conducts our entire menstrual cycle. What we see clinically is cycle deregulation, which can range from a very long cycle and missed periods, amenorrhea, to even a drop in fertility, as the body prioritizes survival over reproduction. Another vital organ that suffers is the thyroid. Thyroid metabolism, which is our body's thermostat, slows down as a desperate attempt to save energy. This leads to fatigue, difficulty losing weight, and even hair loss. Therefore, low carb requires a much more strategic, intelligent, and less radical approach for women. If you are trying to conceive, if you are under high stress, or if you've already noticed issues with your cycle, this extreme restriction approach can be the enemy of your hormonal well-being. Low carb for women should be seen as a temporary and carefully monitored tool, rather than a permanent and inflexible lifestyle. The widespread demonization of carbohydrates, fueled by decades of fad diets, has caused many women to lose sight of and avoid the incredible benefits of complex carbohydrates. And here is the secret. A healthy high-carb diet is rich in an essential component that low-carb often lacks: fiber. Fiber is the food for your gut microbiome, and a healthy gut is the foundation for a healthy metabolism, radiant skin, and even a balanced mood. The fibers found in complex carbohydrates, such as oats, legumes, and fruits, are fundamental for gut health and smooth blood sugar regulation. And yes, they directly aid in weight loss because they promote long-lasting satiety. Foods like sweet potatoes, quinoa, brown rice, and lentils provide slow and sustained energy. They are metabolized gradually, which prevents those sharp insulin spikes and the subsequent, inevitable energy crashes that leave us feeling lethargic and desperate for sugar, the famous cravings. When you have constant energy, your mood is more stable, your concentration improves, and you're able to maintain focus on your nutritional goals. For women who lead an active life, engaging in high-intensity exercise, whether it's a heavy leg day at the gym, an intense spinning class, or even just a hectic routine with work and family, carbohydrates are more than a luxury. They are essential. They are the primary source for replenishing muscle glycogen, our high-octane fuel. Adequate glycogen levels allow you to have more intense workouts with more strength and volume. And more intense workouts mean a greater stimulus for building lean muscle mass. Remember, muscle is the real engine of your metabolism. The more lean mass you have, the more calories you burn at rest. In this context, healthy high carb isn't just a weight loss diet. It's a diet for performance, vitality, and muscular longevity. With everything we've said about the importance of carbohydrates, it is crucial to recognize that the low-carb diet is not an enemy, but rather an extremely powerful tool when used correctly. This is why so many women see impressive results, especially in the initial stages. The main benefit of low-carb lies in insulin control and high satiety. When we drastically reduce carbohydrate intake while keeping proteins and healthy fats high, we minimize blood sugar fluctuations and, consequently, the release of large amounts of insulin. Insulin is a storage hormone, and keeping it stable is the key to accessing body fat stores. The focus on proteins and fats inherent in low carb has a profound effect on satiety. These macronutrients take longer to digest and send more robust signals to the brain that you are full. This drastically reduces the urge to snack and the struggle with constant hunger, which naturally leads to a reduction in total calorie consumption. In this sense, low carb can be the easiest diet to follow for those with a very dysregulated appetite or those who struggle with emotional eating. For women specifically fighting insulin resistance where cells become less responsive to insulin, forcing the pancreas to overwork, or conditions like polycystic ovary syndrome (PCOS), which is frequently linked to high insulin levels, a well-executed low-carb phase can be a powerful therapeutic tool. It acts as a metabolic reset, calming inflammation and teaching the body not to depend on the vicious cycle of sugar. It is capable of reversing insulin resistance and improving PCOS symptoms. The key to success and to avoiding the hormonal side effects we discussed in Part 2, however, is quality. You must ensure you are consuming high-quality healthy fats, think olive oil, fatty fish, and nuts, and enough protein to protect your muscle mass. A low-carb diet poor in nutrients and vegetable fiber is just as harmful as a high-carb diet rich in sugar. Low-carb for women must be clean, nutritious, and mindful. Here is the big reveal, the key that connects all the parts of this video. The question which diet works better is fundamentally wrong. The question you need to ask yourself is, which approach fits best with my lifestyle, my health history, and my current goals? There is no magic diet. There is only the right strategy for the phase you are in right now. Think about your current context. If you are a woman living under constant stress, sleeping poorly, and already dealing with hormonal issues like cycle irregularities, adrenal fatigue, or thyroid problems, extreme low-carb restriction isn't a weight loss plan. It's a guaranteed path to hormonal and metabolic burnout. Your body needs nutrients and carbohydrates to signal safety. In these cases, a balanced high-carb approach, rich in nutrients, fiber, and whole grains, will be infinitely more sustainable, help stabilize cortisol, and provide the energy support your hormones need to function. On the other hand, if you have a high body fat percentage, are struggling with insulin resistance or pre-diabetes, and are metabolically stable in terms of hormones, a low-carb phase can be the ideal jumpstart to reduce inflammation and sensitize your body to insulin. It works like a remedy to reverse that initial condition. But true success and the elite strategy for the female body, the one that harmonizes fat burning with hormonal health, lies in the concept of carb cycling. This isn't a fixed diet, but rather metabolic flexibility. Instead of picking a side and staying there, you use carbohydrates strategically. On heavy training days, you increase your intake, entering a high-carb phase to fuel your muscles, build lean mass, and keep your hormones happy. On rest days or days with lower activity, you reduce your intake, entering a low-carb phase to optimize body fat burning. This flexibility is what nourishes your hormones, keeps your metabolism active, and ensures you are always using the most efficient nutritional strategy for your day, optimizing both performance and fat loss without the stress of chronic deprivation. To wrap things up, I'm going to give you 3 practical, immediate strategies so you can finish this video and start implementing the diet that actually works for your body. First strategy: if you're going low carb, prioritize quality. This is the #1 mistake. People cut carbs but fill their plates with processed bacon, excessive cheese, and industrial low-carb snacks. Don't swap whole grain bread for processed low-carb junk. Swap it for leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, healthy fats like olive oil and avocado, and high-quality lean proteins. Low carb should be about nutrient density, not carb-free junk food. Second strategy: if you're going high carb, focus on complex carbohydrates. Remember, a healthy high-carb diet isn't a license to eat white bread and sweets. You need to cut out refined sugar and white flour and, instead, fill your plate with fiber-rich foods, whole grains like quinoa and wild rice, legumes like chickpeas and lentils, and tubers like sweet potatoes. This switch ensures steady energy, satiety, and a happy gut. Third strategy, and the most important one: listen to your body. Your female body is an incredible biofeedback machine. If your low-carb diet is causing hair loss, constant stress, insomnia, or cycle irregularities, it is a clear signal that your body is in scarcity mode and needs more carbs for hormonal support. If your high-carb diet is leaving you with energy spikes followed by sharp crashes and lethargy, you need to add more fiber and protein to those meals to stabilize your blood sugar. Female weight loss is a dance, not an inflexible battle, and you need to learn how to adjust the rhythm of your nutrition to the rhythm of your life. The truth is that low carb and high carb are just tools, and the best tool is the one you use intelligently. Stop trying to force your body into a fad diet. If you want permanent results, focus on nutrition, flexibility, and your hormonal health. Success isn't about cutting, it's about balancing. What will be your first step toward balancing your nutrition today? Think about it. And don't forget the tip I gave you at the beginning. If you need to lose weight, click the link in the video description and get sleep lean right now. It might be exactly what is missing in your journey. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe here to She's Fit, and share this video to help the channel out. Also, let me know in the comments what kind of content you want to see to help you on your weight loss journey.